people did.
Friday night.
Woohoo! Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to our coffee shop, the Coffee in the Quarantine. We are so glad you are here. It is Friday. Yeah, kind of like every other
Friday,
day.
Right?
It's Friday, right? I am your host. Wait, I got to do this right. Okay. I am your host, Robin Weisner, and I am here. Did you hear that? Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Totally.
Yes, I finally got the sound.
Oh man, I totally blew that. I had it all queued up and everything. Anyway, that was fine. I'm here with Lee McKenzie, aka the Church Girl Writes.
Hello, everybody. Here's my heart. Ring. Oh, we are so happy that you are here with us in the Coffee in the Quarantine. It is a Friday, and we love to hear from you.
Yes.
If you would just let us know, give us something to let us know you can hear us. The broadcast is coming through because that's really important. Give us some of that. Give us some of that. And then that way we love to engage with you. Today is Friday, and guess what? I just found out.
Hey, Betsy. What?
And Betsy's here. Hi, Betsy Pendergrass.
I'm glad you're here too.
Today. All right. So guess what? I just found out yesterday.
What?
Illinois is under another 5 more weeks of quarantine. We are quarantined now until the end of May.
Well, we're till June 10th, so I'm glad we'll be in quarantine longer. That means we can keep doing this.
Well, that's the only thing. I'm like, okay, give me something positive. Don't be disgusted. Don't be frustrated. But that means Coffee in the Quarantine will go at least another 6 weeks.
Yay. Oh my gosh. So, where are you all coming in from? Where are you watching from? Let us know down below and tell us, when is your quarantine supposed to be over? I would love to know. Or maybe you live somewhere where there is not one. I saw in the news there are some, I didn't even realize there are some states, like they're kind of in the Midwest, like Wyoming, Utah.
Well, let me tell you, I used to live in Wyoming. And here is the problem with Wyoming. It's not the problem, it's actually the benefit. It's the least populated state of the union. Nobody lives there. So they're automatically social distanced.
Right, exactly. And I think maybe because they're in the middle of the country and not on the coast, it's just there's not as much, not as many people coming through, right? And more wide open spaces. I would love to be in Wyoming. I've driven through there before. So beautiful. No, you don't like it?
Well, it is beautiful. I lived there as a very moody high school teenager, junior and senior year. And then I went back to college and played rugby there. And the winters are brutal and the wind is crazy.
Oh, really?
All right. So Betsy, you are West Tennessee.
West Tennessee, East Coast. Woo.
What? You guys are supposed to be over soon?
Wow.
Tennessee's supposed to be over soon?
Oh, yeah. Tennessee you guys didn't close your businesses, right? My dad lives in Tennessee, and that's what he was telling me. They didn't close anything.
My friend
Denise, from the kids in your
I love her. I love you so much, Denise. Denise and I do, we go on a radio show together, hosted by our friend Kate. And Denise is hysterical. She always has a quick one-liner that she adds in. Oh yeah, down country. Love it. I love you, Denise.
Goodness.
I love you.
That's awesome. Sometimes you do just have to go hide in the bathroom or the closet and just, have
How
some.
many times have we done that?
Alone time.
Especially if you got little.
I know. Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh. The coffee is always hot because it's always done exactly your way. My last cup died, so I'm
that's a pretty one. Is that a paper
one? It's a plastic one.
Okay.
It's a plastic one. I wish it was a plastic, paper. I love the way that paper feels. But Coffee in the Quarantine, we always have more space around in our coffee house for you. So we would love it if you keep on coming back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And just be with us because we have enough room. If you have people out there that need a little bit of in their week, bring them on over. We'd love to have them around our coffee shop.
Absolutely. We come on, we have an agenda, but we kind of go wherever the spirit and the conversation leads us. So just like if we were to go out and have coffee together.
Totally.
So, oh my gosh.
We never stay on track, do we? I love that Betsy is totally affirming Denise. She's
Yes.
high-fiving.
Yes. High-fiving. I know that's high living. High-fiving. Yes. I've been known to do that and call my husband from the closet like, you need to come home.
I actually put myself in timeout yesterday.
Did you?
I did. Julian and I had a little bit of a conflict. He's a gamer, and so his PlayStation 4 is out in the living room instead of in his tech room, and the wires are just driving me crazy. And yes, this does count for homeschooling. Yes, Betsy, we affirm that too. So we got it. I'm like, can we get a solution? And he just was like not having it. And so I was like, no, now I'm getting really annoyed. And so I was like, I need you to leave the house for 10 minutes. Just go outside. I like go out to the back of the house. And I'm putting myself in timeout because I'm like, you need to calm yourself down. You're the grown up. So I'm like, so I went, I warmed up some coffee. I took a breather. And I went outside and I'm like, I'm sorry, I acted like a jerk. You need to forgive me. This is like, we're living in such close quarters constantly. Yes.
It's refining us. It is refining us. And I tell you, the breathing part, our friend, we're a big fan of Tracy Sider, movement coach, menopause movement coach. And I had a session with her on Wednesday. Breathing. Oh my gosh. I feel like now I'm totally hyper focused on my breathing. I hear myself every time I'm like catching a breath. But when we get stressed out, we forget to breathe. And she was teaching me how, this is kind of, I don't know, a lesson, but she was teaching me how we have to learn to breathe with our full lungs, like breathing from front to back and left to right and expanding our ribs and expanding that space. And my goodness, I know this is true because I've had my chiropractor tell me this. I know, my upper body is, plus you sit at the computer, we're just so compressed and you can feel it like, your body has the stress before it gets to your mind, right? And so just that simple breathing that we did together, I feel like my whole body was like 10 pounds lighter. Seriously, it was amazing.
We're Tracy Sider lovers here.
Yeah.
I had my appointment with her yesterday online, and we're working on the psoas muscle. All this doesn't make sense to anybody, but oh my gosh, that was like a mind-blowing thing where you can release all sorts of different your parasympathetic stress and your fight-flight response just by relaxing your body and having proper alignment. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's all your fault, Robin. It's all because of Coffee in the Quarantine that I'm finally sitting right,
I just stumble on correctly. I stumble on things, and when they're great, when I love it, I can't help but share because I want other people and just learning how to walk better and stretch better and breathe better. It impacts all of your health, everything, sleep, hormones, all that stuff. It's just amazing.
Totally.
So, anyway.
Well, and if we're going to talk about some things that we love, I want to get to this because I'm super, super, super excited about something. Okay. So Robin sent me one of her favorites. I've said, how are your eyelashes doing? Because we talked about the Babe Lash Serum. They look so long. I asked you the other day if you had falsies on, and your eyelashes are getting so long. Yeah, they're getting longer. Look at you. Like I've been using it so much. I actually need to trim my lashes because, well, anyway, I love Babe Lash. Yeah, look, I have a couple of them that are like getting a little too crazy. So I'm like, you need to like get back down with your friends. But so what happened is that Robin sent me her favorite from last month, and that was the Silk and Sonder Wellness Journal, which I just got and absolutely love. So
I haven't gotten May yet. Yeah.
It's all about admiration. And so they have like a theme every month. And oh my gosh, you guys, these Silk and Sonders are fabulous. And they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. The paper feels good. And what's crazy is that came on Wednesday. And you want to know what came in the mail for me on Thursday? From my fabulous Betsy Pendergrass. We met over on Instagram, and she and her daughter do these absolutely gorgeous prayer cards. I got them and loved them and promoted heck out of them over on Instagram for Christmas. They're her Advent cards. And oh my gosh, so beautiful. Like they're still out there, that gorgeous. Well, she asked if I would be interested in seeing the new ones. I'm so glad I said yes.
Oh,
okay.
I love it. Let me
I'm
see.
gonna cry.
Let me see.
Can you see them? All right, I want to make sure you guys can see them. All right.
That's beautiful.
The care. Ah, yes, Betsy.
Oh my goodness.
The care with which she and her daughter have gone. This is a love project for them. Beautiful Christian woman. I just absolutely adored her from the start over on the other platform. But okay, I'm gonna take one of them. But they are all and they're all unique.
And how many are in the set?
Betsy, I'm gonna have to ask you that. I'm not sure how many there are. Enough probably for about a month. So you could go through and look at them. But I want you to see like, oh my gosh, the paper, as soon as I had my son hold it, because he's really good with the graphics and that kind of stuff. He held it and he's like, oh my gosh, he got shivers going down his spine. And he said, it's like ASMR. This is it was okay, there are 30. So yes, enough for a month. But on the back, okay, can you see? Yeah. So you have your beautiful scripture on one side. So I'm going to put these right by my bed. So I start every morning. And these are called, this is from Gathering Around with Betsy and Taylor Pendergrass. These are the Heart of the Father cards. There are 30. Oh, wow. And she is looking to do a set. Look at this. This is the Heart of the Father for you.
What a great gift.
You're gonna want to know how much they are. This is her first of a set of 3 that she and her daughter are going to be putting together for us. Well, for purchase, they are $18.50 plus shipping, which is a perfect price point for, especially for Mother's Day or for a friend's birthday. And someone I'm looking at right now, Robin, I'm going to send a set to you. I'm going to send a set to my my good friend. I talk about her all the time, Michelle Novotny down in Florida. And I'm also going to send a set to my pastor's wife. And I'm in love with these. I am so in love with these cards.
I love it. And that's a great price point too. And so there's going to be 3 sets, Betsy, so you can get up to 3 sets.
Well, this is the first of the 3 that she's developing with her daughter.
Together, so there'll be 3 altogether.
Okay. She even went to the printer. This is how much she loves this project. She told me yesterday she even went to the printer and was feeling the card. Oh
yeah, I'm very much that way too. Paper and the flow of a pen, all of those things make a difference. Awesome. So, Betsy, we have to have you come on as a guest one of these Fridays.
She could be one of our fan favorite Fridays. Yes. What do you think, Betsy? We can do it.
Yes, the first of 3. Awesome. She says, awesome. Oh, thanks. Those are beautiful. I can't wait. I don't know what to get you for your birthday. You have to, maybe I'll just fly out there.
That'd be so much fun.
I know I can't, but
don't come to Quincy. I'm coming to Fredericksburg.
Okay,
it's way cuter.
Yes, come out this way.
Totally. So, oh my gosh, yeah. And what's really funny is, so she and I were voice texting yesterday, and my son was in the room when I was listening to it, and he was like, oh my gosh, I love her voice. I love her cards. She's the cutest little thing. I just thought that was really fun.
Love it.
Anyway,
we're very happy to showcase that, Betsy. We love just supporting everyone here, supporting just sisters in Christ, loving on each other.
And I guess we should probably do a disclaimer. We don't get paid to do this.
No, we're just sharing what we love. We're just sharing literally since we've been in the quarantine, we've been just discovering things like the Silken Sonder. That was from my friend Julie Mars. She said she was kind of looking for a planner or something like that. And how Facebook, it just pops up an ad, and she was like, she sent me the picture. I was like, oh my gosh, I need this. And what's so cool is it's very much the same look and feel of those cards. They would go together, and I think they're the same price even. So anyway,
just the feel of that journal is so good too, Robin.
Yeah, nice.
So we would love it if you guys are enjoying this whole thing. If you guys want to do watch parties, because a lot of people don't know about the watch parties, to share what you love with others, we would so affirm and high five you from across the way and tell you you're awesome. So.
Absolutely.
Oh, hey, Stacey Martin. What's up, girl? Good to see you on here today. Loving it.
Oh, so what's on your mind today, Lee? How has your week been since we were last here?
I'm not sure. What's on my mind today? I was just so I listened to my Bible on YouVersion, and what's really, really funny is every time I get to the point I'm in Jeremiah, like the prophets, and it's right before they're going to get carried off to Babylon, I keep going, no, people, no, don't do it, like turn, repent, turn. And so I was thinking, before I got on this morning, I'm like, I was doing it again. It's Jeremiah going, pleading on behalf of Israel. This is what I think of, pleading on behalf of Israel, and God saying, no, I'm fighting against you now. Like I'm gonna break the arms of Egypt, and I'm gonna fight against you. I'm fighting with the Babylonians this time, so you guys will come back to me. And so every time I get to that place in Scripture, I keep going, no, turn away, repent. You're better than that. And of course, it always ends the same. So
yeah,
that's what I'm in my mind today to talk about. And I'm trying to sit right because I'm sitting on my little half moon dome thingy. But anyway.
Oh, you're thinking. Yes, I love that color, by the way. It's very pretty.
Okay, this is one of those. All right, here's another favorite. This is another one of those arm tights, the Spanx arm tights.
Oh.
It only goes to right here.
Uh-huh.
And it was too cold for me to wear just this, and I don't want to show my shoulders when we do this. But anyway, yeah. So
cool.
What's on your mind today, Miss Robin?
Oh, I don't know. I have been this week. I have been creating some new content for my Lighter Way program, and so when I get in the zone, I just really get in the zone. I think I'm like ADD, but on the focus side. I don't. I mean, I have no trouble eating, but it's kind of like I don't eat unless somebody brings me food, and then at that point I'm famished. So yeah, I've been digging into sleep and preparing for spiritual battle, and I just get so excited about it. So I tend to retreat into myself because there's just so much there. But yeah, I just finished. I still need to edit, but a module about sleep, and it's a little bit longer. It's like an hour long, but it's so juicy. It's so good. I love talking about sleep and changing our sleep life. My husband and I, it was such a complete health changer for us. And I know a lot of women struggle with sleep for a lot of different reasons. There's a lot of different reasons. Some of them are medical, all that, but especially as you get into perimenopause and menopause, your sleep starts getting disrupted. And, our nutrition and our lifestyle habits, that all affects it. Things that we used to be able to do before, no problem. And now all of a sudden, we're having hot flashes and night sweats and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah. Well, that's interesting because you and I had been talking about it a little bit earlier on in the week. And okay, so I just got my InStyle magazine with Gaga. Gaga's on the front, looking like a boss. But what's really interesting is that what's the best beauty advice you've received? So they have all these apparently famous people that I have no idea who they are, but they were interviewing all these different people. And Evie Poumpouras, she's an author and TV personality of Agent of Change. She said that I sleep at least 8 hours a night. And gosh, look here.
Yeah.
Look at it. If I could look like that, that would be cool.
Well, I mean, like I was saying in my training, if I were to say, imagine someone who has not had sleep, like maybe like a new mom or something, someone who hasn't slept for like a month, they haven't gotten full sleep, you would have an image in your mind of, what would you think of? What would you think of, Lee? What would you picture?
Image in my mind of what?
Someone who has not had any sleep for like days.
Oh, what I usually look like. I mean, it's like your hair is a mess. You're on edge. You got the bags under your eyes. you just don't feel good. Okay, so I asked how many hours do people sleep? And Betsy's saying you got to have at least 8. Stacy says she has lupus, so it makes her sleep more than others. And our friend Miss Tracy, we are Tracy lovers. Tracy lovers.
Hey, there's Tracy, y'all. If you're interested,
Yes.
there she is in the comments there. Reach out. Yes. Oh, you're struggling to sleep right now, Tracy.
And she said, remember to sit on the flat side, not the dome side. Oops. Flat side will help you. Pebbles tipped. How did you know? She can tell I'm not sitting right. No, okay, so I'm sitting on my half dome. That's what I'm doing. And that's why I'm moving around like a people. All right, I'm sitting on the flat side now. Tracy, can you tell? Am I looking better? I'm trying so hard.
Oh, I need to sit up straighter.
Okay, so she's struggling with sleep right now. I have to get probably at least 8 hours of sleep every night. Otherwise, I am a monster. And there's no telling. I'm not in control of me. And I think that's a regulatory thing. Chris can get, I think it's part of the it must be part of the military training for him, because he can go for 48 hours without sleep and he's still really nice. And I become like, me, military, they would want me to go kill somebody because I am like, like I'm like this crazy nutter. And yeah, get me a weapon and get me a knife and I will kill whoever you need me to kill, because I'm like, it's that regulatory, it's that all that parasympathetic stuff that I've got to get to sleep. Betsy's asking, what is that? That blue half dome. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dork. That blue half dome is it's a foam. What do we call it, Robin?
It's like a half foam roller. Tracy can answer it too in the comments there, but it's a tool that we use for stretching and for sitting, and you can use it to rest your head on when you're stretching.
You can do your calves. You can stretch your calves on it. And when you're standing at your desk like you're supposed to be and not sitting all the time.
I have 2. I have one in where I work out and one upstairs, because I have to keep them locked up because my cat likes to chew on it. But it's a different story.
Yeah, I got little roller balls for the bottom of my feet, and my dogs took the one that has like little fingers all over it, and I'm like, where did you put that, Louie Scout? Bring me back my ball. Anyway, my ball, but that's a whole. Yeah, we can talk all about alignment and movement today, but yeah, we can. And Betsy, we can link that. Tracy can either tell you about what it is, or we can also link it again if you look on our page. Robin, did you link that before? Maybe
it is already on there. Yeah, but maybe half round foam roller. There you go. Yep, Tracy said. But yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to sleep, everyone is different too, though. There are some people, I call it, it's not my term, but I learned it from a man named Peter Shaw, but it's a hinging point. We all have these hinging points, these things that, if you think about a door, a door needs to have the hinges to open and close, right? And if you're missing a hinge, and so we all have these hinging points, these things that really, it's like if you don't have it, you notice it the most. And for some people, sleep is that for me too. And I could give you lots of statistics, but it's in my program. But just even 24 hours of bad sleep can set you into insulin resistance, like someone who is diabetic. I mean, and if you continue, like college students who stay up late cramming, they might not be partying. Their test performances are going to be just as low as alcohol or marijuana abuse. It's just, I mean, you think about people driving, right? What do they call it? It's sleep driving anyway. When we're exhausted and we're driving tired, it's as bad or worse as driving drunk. So it's so important to get sleep. But Tracy, you said you're having weird dreams too. Yeah.
Who's having weird dreams right now?
Yeah.
Have you guys been having strange nightmares and weird things? I've had some super crazy vivid ones. Like,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I saw my grandmother again. I haven't dreamt about my grandmother in probably a decade. My grandmother passed maybe 15 years ago. And, I dreamed about my Mormor. She was a little Swedish grandma. She was so cute. And I dreamed about her much younger than when she died. She was like in her prime age, like when I remembered her. And what's really weird is my mom dreamed about her the same week.
Wow.
Last week. I dreamed about her on Thursday, and I'm like texting my mom going, oh my gosh, this is so strange. And I kept looking at my Mormor, and we were underground in caves. And I knew that we were in quarantine, and all these people were like trying to figure out, we had these scientists in front of us giving presentations and telling us about their projects and how they're going to solve this quarantine. These are my dreams. And my Mormor walks in and starts talking. And I was like, Mormor, what are you doing here? I'm so glad to see you. I love you so much. So
wow,
that was my strange, like, I'm like, what is that all about? So
yeah.
dreams.
It's interesting I've had dreams about my grandparents too, and they're always very happy ones. And I felt like they were like right there. But I think, I don't know. I mean, there's lots of different, God gives us visions for sure. God gives us visions. But I think sometimes, your brain does a lot of makes a lot of connections when you're sleeping. And if you wake up in the middle of that sleep, then that's when you remember your dreams. But all that stuff is happening every night. You just don't remember it because you don't wake up in the middle of it. So, your brain craves to complete patterns and make connections. And so that's why you have crazy dreams. It pieces random. It's just like random not electronic, but you know what I mean? Neurotransmitters just firing off, and it connects things and it makes the story, and you wake up in the middle of it and you're like, well, that was weird. But most of the time you can go back and you can say, okay, well, I watched the show and there was a commercial for, this thing, and that popped into it. And then, you can see sometimes, but I think sometimes they do have meaning. I think sometimes they're more like a vision.
I think they're profound. There are times when I know that it's profound vision from God, honestly. Yeah. And a lot of people don't believe that God sends visions and dreams anymore. But because it's happened to me so many times and it's been actually prophetic, I definitely take stock in a dream, and I take stock of the symbols that are inside of certain dreams that I am like, oh, I know what that is. Yeah. Or Lord, I pray, I'm like, Lord, I need wisdom. And your word says if I ask for it, you will give it. So I'm going to listen, and I'm going to watch, and I'm going to read in your word, because we know that God speaks in prayer, in his word, in circumstances, and through godly people in the church. So if we can listen for God's voice in those ways concerning these things, it's just, that's where I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, and the only way I know that is because I love Henry Blackaby and Experiencing God. Those are the basics of experiencing God. But that's definitely, I think some of these dreams are very significant. Yeah. We have 95% of our thoughts are unconscious or subconscious thoughts, and only 5% are real. Like that we're going, oh, I think I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, or, oh, I have to pee, or or whatever that is, which is interesting. They both go a lot together, because I usually have coffee and then I have to pee. But just being real here, people, just being real. So, and what's interesting, Betsy saying God so does use dreams. I believe it, girl. I believe it. So anyway, interesting how dreams take us down different paths, I think. And I even like analyzing my kids' dreams. I'm like, so tell me, what did you dream about last night? And Bella's like, it's not a vision. It's not a dream. It means anything. It's just a weird thing. And I'm like, I think actually you have there is some significance.
I had a friend that she definitely had visions. She would tell me about them. They were incredible. I know that they were from God. They were incredible. I was like, man, I want that. But my head hits the pillow. I'm out in like 30 seconds, and I don't remember any dreams. I actually had trouble when I was a kid. I had trouble waking up. So I'm just I just am a deep sleeper. Well, not a deep sleeper, but I'm a good sleeper. Once you're a mom, you hear things, you're alert. Like I'll be sound asleep if I would hear a baby cry or something happen with the animals. I used to joke with Phil. It's like I levitate. I don't like sit on the edge of the bed and rub my eyes. I'm like, whoop, I go straight to standing and moving. It's just like, I'm just out of the bed.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, and I remember and I think I saw my friend Raina. Raina just got on today. Hi, Raina. I remember when I was nursing with Julian, and it's like when I would get woken up in the middle of a REM cycle, I almost want to vomit. It just feels so gross. And then I'm up and I'm like, stumbling, like I'm almost like, it's almost like my brain is drunk. It doesn't know, like, it's like where I don't even know where I am, where, and I hate that disorienting. I hate that disoriented feeling of being awakened inside of a cycle too. So, and I know that if you sleep really well, that, I mean, if you sleep a lot, or the right amount, maybe not a lot, but if you can sleep the right amount, that has a lot to do with weight gain, weight loss, resetting of everything, which is probably what your lighter weight modules about.
We could, because, well, I used to think that when you, and I think this is relevant because during this quarantine, our schedules are really messed up. And, you know, if you're not, if your routine is totally changed, you might not even have a reason to get up at a certain time or go to bed at a certain time or whatever. Maybe
coffee in the quarantine is a great reason to get up. That way, you know, it's Monday, it's Wednesday, it's Friday.
But, you know, that's right. That's how we know it's the days of the week. Oh, if it's not quarantine, then it might be Tuesday, Thursday, or the weekend. But yeah, and stress. And if we're eating foods differently, that affects our sleep. But I used to think that when you fall asleep, like you fall asleep and then you're in deep sleep, ideally, right, all night, and then you just wake up. But it's 90-minute cycles. And so if you know, we're continually in a falling to sleep, a deep sleep, and a waking, ideally. But if you wake up in the middle of that deep sleep, that's why you feel so groggy, because your body's literally in like this semi-paralyzed state. And that's why you should never hit the snooze. Like, just get up, because hitting the snooze, you just start going back down in that cycle again. Then you wake up and then you go back, you know, no snooze.
I don't like hitting the snooze button. That makes me yucky.
Yeah.
You know what? Stacy just said her daughter sleepwalks. She ended up waking up in the hallway of a hotel they were staying at, and it always happens when she's overtired. My son does the same thing.
Me too.
You do too?
I don't sleepwalk anymore. I talk in my sleep, which that's not, I didn't say that when I went into the military. I'm like, no, I don't talk in my sleep. But when I was in tech school, well, in basic training, I was a squad leader. And so we would have to call formation in the morning. And so when I was at tech school, in the middle of the night, I was so exhausted, and I started yelling, "First squad, did what?"
They were freaking out around you, going,
and my roommate was like, "Hey, shut up!" She's throwing pillows at me. But no, when I was, Stacy, when I was a little girl, I would do that. I would bounce back and forth and hit the walls in the hallway, and it was. I had to take some kind of medication, and it helped me to come back out of that sleep. But yeah, being overtired is awful.
My son has walked up in our last house. He would wake up. I think at his aunt and uncle's house, he peed in the corner one night. I could be wrong, but he at our house, cover herself. At our house, in the old house that we were in, we had we had stairway that went down, there was a landing, and then you went down again. So it was like, it was a lot. And he walked down the stairs one night in the middle of the night. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, he had his blanket wrapped around him. Like he talks, and he makes utter sense when he is asleep. Were you like that too? Sounds like you were like that too.
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, okay, I'll be totally vulnerable now. I was trying, I would wake up because I had to go to the bathroom. I was trying to get to the bathroom, but I couldn't wake up. So that's what I was doing. And you talk about Julian, like one time my mom was up late and she was in her bedroom, sitting up in bed studying. And I walked into her room and I pulled out her dresser drawer and peed in it. There you go. All right, that's me.
Sorry, Mom.
I'm too vulnerability moment, but yeah.
We're in quarantine, and this is how we roll.
Because y'all my friends. I don't care who knows. Yeah.
No.
So, but no, I would.
Robin, you don't still do that, do you?
No.
That's the question we want
I don't know how that changed. I just remember that they gave me some kind of medication like when I was around 9, and then it stopped. But I still I will drop like a rock out to sleep. But anyway, sleep is so important to your health. Like you could eat right and you can exercise. If you're not sleeping, girl, it's just game over. We've got to get our sleep under control. Yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed Sarah Cooley just said this whole routine has messed with my 4-year-old sleeping. How so, Sarah? What is it doing with your little one? Because I mean, Bella was coming in, especially at the beginning of the quarantine, and she was terrified. Okay, so my daughter is adopted from Africa. She's an Ethiopian, and she's already suffered massive losses and massive traumas just losing because she was adopted and she was an orphan. And at the start of the quarantine, her nightmares were that Christopher and I were dead, that we had been killed. And so that was her big thing with the fear of loss again, because she's hearing it. We finally had to turn off the TV and stop the news reports and stop her from listening to the news reports because it was just getting too terrifying for her. Tracy saying, your 8-year-old was only falling asleep after midnight. My kids are doing the same thing. Both of them. Yeah. And they're not waking up. I mean, Julian the other day slept until 3 p.m. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
and that can really, I'm going to post the question here. That can really just it's like a baby, when you get your days and nights mixed up.
Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Sarah is saying her daughter is sleeping 4 hours a night and having dreams.
And Tracy, yeah. So what are you guys stuck with for ideas on what to do? I mean, there's a lot to be said.
As much as we can, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with stress and change, being able to relax and really let your brain rest, let your body rest. Some of the things that I recommend, and a lot of this is from my very favorite book. I'll write it in here. Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson.
That's great. And do you think, I'm thinking about, I remember a long time ago reading about screen time. And of course, there's like the blue light and everything like that. But I'm almost wondering if we need to like get off screens for an hour before you even go to bed, reading a book and having something in your hands, or reading your fabulous prayer cards would be, or your Bible would be a great idea. That could be something fabulous. But I think getting off the screens, for me, I get amped up.
It does. Well, actually, the blue light is kind of like daylight. And so it causes your body to secrete more cortisol, which is your wake up hormone. So we're already feeling stressed. So our cortisol is already probably overproducing, and then we're on the screens. And, and it's kind of no wonder if you spend all day on the screens, right? And you're not wearing blue light protection, which we didn't even know about that before. But now we've got our computer, our phone, our watch,
the glasses and stuff too.
The TV, all that stuff. So exactly. Like turning off screens, at least 30 minutes before bed. I like to listen to a fiction. You should be reading fiction, not anything you're trying to learn. Like it should be like imagination time, relaxing.
What? You mean like recreational time?
Yes, like enjoying crocheting or knitting. Let's see. Sarah said you have to get up early, so no extra sleep. I've been letting her play outside, hoping it would wear her out. Yeah, that's good. Exercise, running around, physical exhaustion helps.
Smart. Yeah, I think we looked at, so I don't know if any of you, I have a teen and a tween, and we use this app called Life 360. And it shows like where they've been. It just helps us know when they're coming home or when they're, whatever it is. I just know where my kids are at any given time. And when you have a teenager, you kind of want to go. It's my way of confirming. And he's always where he says he is. But we realized that we looked on Life 360 yesterday, and my daughter has not left the house since Monday. Like, she may have gone outside in the backyard, but she's not gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Since Monday. And I go, oh, baby.
Just get in the car somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Our brains are being fried with all the mindless TV watching.
Right. The weather that has, do you have one of those, the daylight lamps? Those are really helpful. Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's like a grow lamp for like little babies with Billy Rubin.
I wonder.
Go ahead.
I wonder if for the kids that are not sleeping well, I wonder if somehow it's related because they have more screen time because they're doing school online. Like last night we had our freedom group online, and I was telling Phil, I was like, it was great. I love our group. We're like a little family, but I felt like my energy was not where it was. It was just kind of flat, and I was like, I hate it when I'm like that. I want to have more energy, but I was tired. But he said, I feel like a lot of people are getting Zoom fatigue, right? Everything is on Zoom, and we're just kind of Zoom fatigued. And boy, we could get into a whole other topic about like really needing connection in person versus on the screens, but yeah, I wonder if that's having something to do with it. Yeah, one of those.
Stacey, I want to know what Karen Dennis is a friend of all of ours. She used to be, we had a pastor. It's his wife, but he doesn't. Anyway, he's still a pastor. Anyway, Karen's a friend of all of ours, and she dropped off a daily Bible devotional for Stacey. It helps her when she wakes up. Gives me hope to make it through the day. Hey, would you pop that down and let everyone know what that devotional is? That would be great for not just you, but I'm sure for many, if Karen is getting you that. And Tracy, yes, I think you need a grow light. I think it's like I think of like little baby chicks when they're really, really small and you bring them home from Farm and Home or wherever you get them. And it's like they need the warmth of the lamp. And we used to call them grow lights when we would have our chickens in the kitchen. Such a farm child back in Colorado, but it just keeps them warm. And then also if you have a lamp that has the vitamin D inside of it, that seasonal affective depression, the SAD and stuff like that. If I do not get my sunshine, I need the sunlight in my eyes.
I swear to you, have you been reading my notes because you're saying literally everything that's in my course? I'm like, you're sorry. Saying, no, don't be sorry. Yeah, it's true. It's true because our eyes absorb light and it turns it into serotonin and melatonin. Serotonin is our happiness hormone and melatonin is what gets us ready for sleep. So if we're not getting enough sun, even a gray day is better than, being in artificial light all day. So yeah, we need it. So some people are way more sensitive to less sunlight, and that lamp. I know my grandmother suffered with depression and she used that light all the time. It really does help. So
yeah, I just feel like that I need to have light in my eyes. I need to have sun on my skin. I mean, and I am of Northern descent. I'm a Scandinavian. So you would think I'd be like, oh, we're good. But I have to have as much. I've got to be outside. I have to breathe. It's why, like, if you guys, I don't know if you can see, but our house has like so many windows in it. I could not live in a house that is not brightened with natural sunlight. I would be so depressed if I did that. I'd be sick if I didn't have enough sunlight.
Yeah, we have a lot of my house is not as bright as yours, but we do have a lot of windows, and I don't have long curtains on a lot of them. I just have toppers because we just face the back. Because I'm the same way. Yeah, I've always got the light on. But one thing, like Barbara, Betsy, you were talking about getting out in the sunlight too. Based on our circadian rhythms, if you can get out between 6 and 8:30 in the morning, that is when your body is.
No, we're not talking about getting up at 5 a.m.
Yes,
we are not doing that.
Just go sit by a sunny window or get a dog and take your dog for a walk. Yeah, but no, that's a great time of the day to get some vitamin D from the sun.
Between 6 and 8 in the morning?
6 and 8:30, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, and I love, this is a great suggestion. Tracy says that screen time, they don't do any screens or phones on Saturdays. So that's their saving grace. I feel like we need a screen time Sabbath and keep the Sabbath holy and stay the heck off of screens, social media, television. Think about how much time you would have in your day. Just set aside a single day.
That just kills me because, everything I do is online. I know that'd be very hard, which means it's a luxury too. Tracy, you want to be a morning person? We should talk about that next week then, because there's another great book I really love called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
No, we're not talking about the 5 a.m. We were just talking about
what?
We were just talking about this before we came on live. We were texting, Rob and I text all morning back and forth. We even come to you. And she was like, well, 5 a.m. club. You don't want to know about it. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I was like, she's like, dang it, you're making me drink water, exercise. I got myself a coach now, a movement coach. And I said, don't ask me about waking up early unless you want to do it, because I will convince you.
I know you will. And I probably should have started to convince me.
There's something about the quiet hours in the morning before anyone else is awake, before the sun comes up, and just having that very quiet time, which I absolutely love. But my husband caught on to it, and so now he's up at the same time, and he's just a loud person. So I'm like, I have to find my little corner somewhere to go. I've got like headphones.
Why did I invite him?
I mean, you just feel, I don't know, it's just great to get up early and have so much done before you even get to the middle of the day. But yeah, we go to bed early too. So
yeah, and we've been really fortunate in our area. I'm agreeing with Sarah, our sunlight has been great, and we've had such nice weather. We've been having some nice rain, so good time to start gardening. And Stacy, what I was meaning was write the name of your devotional. Or you can either link it in the here, or you can link it on the page, because I'm sure everyone would love to have it for themselves. If it's a book, we could maybe order it or something like that. You don't have to write out the whole thing. That'd be awesome. Oh, you got a question.
Oh, what time do I go to bed? I start heading to bed at 9. I aim to get in bed no later than 10, and then I wake up between 4:30 and 5. Yeah. So I try. I aim for
around 10ish, but I sleep way later, 7, 8.
I don't know. I just have never. I actually did used to sleep longer, and then I started getting up earlier because I was working full time and doing a side business, and I thought the only way I can find time is to get up earlier. And now I just have my own business. But what I found is getting up earlier, my brain, when I wake up, my brain is just like stuff starts pouring out. Like, I'm so creative when I first wake up in the morning. Some of my friends, including you, just like, this idea, and then by 11 I'm done.
How do I mute this? Oh my gosh! Clearly.
Okay, tell me. Just give me a thumbs up when they're done. But yeah, we need to start praying too, girl. It's almost 12 already. 12 here. Yeah, sleep is. I love talking about it. Are they done? Okay.
Holy Pascoli.
Yeah.
We must have had a delivery person, because I'm like, why are you all barking? I put the bark collar on the delivery person. Okay, so just one really sweet thing I got to talk about. Our UPS people, and maybe I've said this before, our UPS guy and our FedEx guy, you heard the dogs. I usually let them out to go say hi to the UPS guy and the FedEx guy, and they're like these little dogs, and they're wagging their tails, and they love them. But what's really, really funny is that every single time they drop off a package for me now, they always leave doggy treats.
Aww, that's so
even
sweet.
When I'm not here, even when the dogs aren't here, they leave cute little doggy treats for my dogs every time.
Aww, that's so sweet.
Oh my goodness. Are we almost time to?
Yeah.
We have to end again?
I know. It's been a great week. We talked about a lot of cool things this week.
What did we talk about? Let's go. The Dutch milkmaid. I remember. That's all I remember.
The Dutch milkmaid. What else did we talk about? Oh, A lot of stuff.
Oh, my food triggers. Thanks a lot, Robin. I meant to talk about that today. Starbucks and cake pops. That lemon cake pop, that is the making of a massive addiction.
You got to own it. You got to own it.
I'm owning it. It's mine. I ate it, and it was so good. But I cannot go back there. I can't go back there.
Yeah.
No, I got to say no.
We talked about air fryer. Yeah, we talked about parenting. Yes, parenting, especially adult boys or whatever when they go off and get married.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about friendships.
Tons. Yeah. Oh, the friendships was so good, wasn't it?
That was so good.
Oh, if you missed the air fryer versus what's it?
The Instapot.
Instapot. Mm-hmm. That was on Monday. And here's another thing. If you have missed our conversation on Wednesday about friendships, you got to go back. You just hit the back button or whatever and go and watch it, because that was I'm so glad to know I'm not alone on my feelings in that. You guys were and that's the whole point, I think, behind Coffee and Quarantine.
Yeah.
Coffee in the Quarantine is that we are, on the parenting side, that you're not alone. Mm-hmm. We don't have to feel like we're alone, because that's when the enemy backs us into a corner and like sucks us dry, like a vampire.
Yeah.
And so just to know that you all are out there and that we're really engaging with one another and loving one another on Coffee in the Quarantine. Yeah. That is the whole reason that Robin decided to take care and start this in the first place. So.
Yeah. And that, when we were talking about that, just talking about women being vulnerable with other women. We always feel connected to everyone here, but that one, I literally felt like we were all sitting next to each other in the same room. It was so amazing. And, it's so important to encourage each other. And I really just want to shout out Tracy again, because her page has been such an encouragement to me, because she talks about perimenopause and menopause issues. And like between you, Lee, and Tracy, I have learned so much about being a woman. Like,
this will be on Monday. We're going to talk about these on Monday. Okay. I'm not even making
those look kind of scary. I don't know what that is.
All right. But we're going to be talking about these on Monday. So tune back in.
I've grown up in a house full of guys. I'm the only girl, and there's three guys. There was three guys in this house. Don't get out much. I have a very small circle of friends. There's things that we just don't talk about. But between you and Tracy, you guys have really taught me so much about being a woman at this age and this stage in life. And being older than you all, just a number. I hope that I can share some of my experience with parenting, and things like that, that you haven't gotten to that stage yet. But so that's what this is about. It's about being really helpmates for each other, because gosh, we all learn from the school of hard knocks, and why would we not want to help a sister out who's coming up behind us to make the road a little bit easier? So that's part of.
I feel the same way. Oh my gosh, Robin, it's like I feel the same way. Like that, we all learn from one another. And you know what? If you're a youngster on here watching, Scripture talks about Titus 2 and how the older women are supposed to help the younger women learn and figure out their faith walk. And man, oh man, glean from the women that you're seeing in your chat. Glean from the women, that we're going to be bringing on Fridays. And I honestly, I have learned, I 100% agree with you. I feel like I have learned more about what it means to be a woman in these last 5 weeks with Coffee and Quarantine, with this tribe that we have here. I've learned about air fryers. I have learned about parenting. We've talked about anxiety. I have learned about Tracy Sider and alignment. I have learned about so much.
False eyelashes. You taught us how to do false eyelashes.
Yeah, I did teach you guys how to do your false eyelashes. That was so much fun, wasn't it? We had a good old time. But these kinds of things, that just really, and I've learned about water drinking, that art of self-care. We should be caring for ourselves as well. I just, I love you.
I know. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tracy, I'm practicing my breathing.
Practice that back breathing. Practice that back breathing.
We need to have Betsy on. We need to have Tracy on.
We're setting them up. We're going to set them all up.
I know Katie and Allison are game for being on. So you guys the next a week from today is May, right? Yeah.
And we cannot wait for May. We have, oh my gosh, you guys, we have no idea. We have so many fun things going on in May. We don't know how much fun it's going to be, but it's going to be fun.
This whole coffee in the quarantine is taking on its own life, and we're just chasing it, really, because it's all us, right? It's all of us here, just driving it where we want to go. And yeah, we do have some really exciting things coming up in May.
We definitely want to hit a there's a certain number that we want to hit with people coming in this. If we can hit 250, we're going to do it.
We're going to do a dance party. We're going to have, all y'all need to dance with us. We're going to do a virtual dance party, and we're going to have giveaways.
Video yourselves dancing with the dance party with us. I think maybe we can do that. How fun would that be? And I love what Sarah just said. We are here to help each other. When one friend falls down, we pick them up. Darn right, because you don't leave anyone behind in battle, do you?
That's right.
You never leave your buddies behind in battle.
So good. So good. All right, we got to pray. It's been an hour already.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Are you starting, Beauty?
Yes. And if you guys have prayer requests, please, other than what we talked about, put them in the box below, and we will look up.
Oh, from Wednesday, I talked about my mother-in-law having stage 4 cancer, and that we were waiting on the screen. She is now spot-free.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Hallelujah.
So they, praise. We don't have 6 to 9 months now with her. We may have up to 18.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to thank you all for praying for her. I know that God had advance, but that he knew what would happen. But the idea is that it's different planning 6 to 9 months of your life versus knowing that you might have up to 18. So or more. We don't know. I hope so. She's 88, 78. Like, how old is this woman? 78 years old, and she's been full of life, and she's a light to so many. And so, Praise for praying.
Amen. Okay, I'll go ahead and pray. Okay. You want me to mute you? I'll mute you. Okay. Oh, dear Lord, thank you so much. You're so good, and we just really just are in awe of your creation, your grace, your mercy on us, Lord. This circle of sisters, we just thank you so much that when we feel alone, when we feel tired, when we feel afraid and confused, that you bring a sister alongside. You bring people around us, Lord, to pick us up when we fall down, to lend an ear, to share a laugh and a cup of coffee. It's all small things, Lord, but they make such a difference. And we just thank you so, so much. Thank you for the technology that we can do that in these really difficult times where we are physically separated from each other. We know it's not your plan for us to be physically separated from each other like this. And we know that there's so many that are struggling with just life being completely turned upside down, and kids, glued to computer screens much longer than they're used to, and TV screens, and working parents trying to work and manage their kids and homeschool them and just keep their sanity, and just bombarded with the news of the world coming in on all sides, Lord. And so we ask you to just kind of press that back, just push it back, press it back. And I ask for everyone watching this, Lord, that you would just put a hedge of peace and protection around each and every one, that peace would reign in their homes, Lord, that they would just take a big inhale and a big exhale and just find that moment of a quiet stillness. And I ask that you would just be with them. We don't know how long this time is going to last, but we trust you in those plans, and we ask you to show us how you want us to emerge from this, what it is you want us to learn. Show us your agenda each day. What is it that you want us to focus on? Who is it you want to reach out to? What do you want us to say? How should we repair relationships in our family, Lord? Thank you that every day we're being refined in very close corners, and but that's all for your glory. And so I pray for protection over those who are not safe right now. I pray for those that are on the front lines and right in the face of danger, that can't go home to their families because of fear of contaminating them. I give you praise for good news of healing. On the other side of this, there's so many that are healed. There's so many advances. Praying for Lee's mother-in-law, Lord. My goodness, thank you for hearing our prayers. Thank you for healing her. And we pray that we just thank you that for continuing the days of her life. And we know that you're not finished yet. You're not finished yet. So may the rest of her days just be to your glory, and that not a single second would be lost and not enjoying life to the fullest, Lord. And for all of us, as we're with our families, that we would just truly see each other, and give that compassion and learn new ways to understand each other. It's hard, Lord. And I just ask for your grace and your patience with us and patience with each other. And thank you just for this community so much. And it's in your son's name I pray. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Here you go.
Father, am I on?
Yes.
Lord, we just Lord, we just ask today, and first off, I'm just going to praise you and thank you. We have breath in our lungs today.
Mm-hmm.
We are able to open our eyes this morning, and just remembering the little things today, the fact that we are walking around and able, that we have health in our bodies, and that, Father, at any moment that could be taken away, just to have that appreciation, true, deep appreciation of your life-giving hand on our lives. Father, I just ask for peace on each one of us, especially for the sleep and the dreams and everything else, the nightmares and the weird sleep patterns that our kids are starting to have. Father, Lord, would you put us in alignment with what you have for us? And maybe it is just letting go. Maybe it's all right that my kids are sleeping 12 hours a night. Maybe they need it. Maybe they're growing. But to be in submission to you, Father, more than anything else, more than all of what our hearts are feeling and everything that's going on in the world, that we wouldn't be making comparisons, saying what everybody else has and what we don't have. Lord, especially for the kids that are not sleeping, Father, I pray that you would find a way somehow, some way to give rest for people like Sarah, with her daughter being up and everything so much. Father, I pray that you would find her a sense of peace and comfort, and Holy Spirit, that you would just carry her along in that way. Lord, I'm thinking and praying right now for Stacy and others like her who are unemployed, and their hearts are toiling. They're not sure what the next step's going to be, what it looks like walking forward out of here. And so I pray that you would help them and their families make it through this time, and that the community would surround them and lock arms with them and care for them. And Father, that the church would care for them, as well as the agencies that are out in our communities too. Father, you are the provider. You are the good Father. We rest in you. We rest in you. Let us take this time of quarantine and use it for how you would want us to use it. Jesus, we love you so, so very much. I don't want to come out of this time every time, Father, just because it's such a sense of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Let that Holy Spirit light on each one of us today as we move forward through the day.
Mm-hmm.
Praise you and we love you. It's in Christ's name that we pray.
Amen.
I loved your story the other day after we were finished with this. Your story on Instagram, you were like,
I know. I'm like, I'm just blissing out. Oh, I was just blissing out. I hope you all feel like you're blissing out too. I don't know. Yeah, like 3 times a week. I'm just like, my heart is full. You know, by 12 o'clock, my heart is just full, and it's I love it. Love you. Love you all. I hope you have a great weekend. Tune back in on Monday. Let us know what's happening this weekend. And yeah, I guess we gotta go now. Bye.
Bye.
See you Monday.